Hi, I'm gonna do a short video. See if I can remember everything I was thinking about. My video is about control. There's a lot of people out here who are trying to control other people, situations, control. Your job tries to control you also. They have all these expectations like you can't be late, you have to call in and at this certain amount of time before your shift. Just a bunch of control stuff. And bosses, they have this I always feel it's like a what is it called, they have control issues. They want to feel like they're above you, whatever. There's people like that in everyday life. But just know that isn't appropriate behavior, because God doesn't even do that to you. He gives you a choice. I mean, he does punish you as more as like your father, would punish their child, not as a way to control you. More of, you're doing wrong, you're going to be punished, so hopefully you learn from this error and straighten up. Like any parent would do to their child. But control is like manipulation. A lot of people try to use control over other people, and it's not good to accept that. I mean, it's okay to you can accept it and to be peaceful, but I wouldn't make it like a habit thing, like, oh, this is the way it's going to be all the time. I don't think so. Like, no. Unless you're like, it's a 50-50 thing, like I'm doing my part and you're doing your part about but if you're just in here trying to control somebody, no. God doesn't even do that. But yeah, there's it upsets me when people are like very controlling and manipulative to another person, because God doesn't even do that to us. He gives us choices, freedom of choice. And yeah, I think there's always ways to go about, to ask people to do things for us in a nice way, in a kind way, not in a controlling, manipulative, evil type of way, like, sabotaging people and just doing the most, just to get your way with them. It's just not a good look for them. Whoever's doing it, they might not feel that way because they feel like they're getting their way, but it's, I don't know if you ever heard the saying, God does not like ugly. So if your behavior's ugly, it's not a good look. The other thing is about being morally correct out here. God, in God's ways, he wants you to be morally correct, but if you're living for the world, you're really not living morally correct. Like T.I. says in his songs, you're piss poor morally. That's a good way to explain it. If you're out here living for the world and doing a lot of shady things behind people's back, yeah. And it's ugly, it's tacky, and no wonder you hide it. Because if I was living that way, I'd hide it too. But you're always going to be living with your eyes behind your back, seeing who's watching, who's knowing your business. And you're always having to lie, because you can't go around telling people that kind of business that you're doing if it's shady and immorally, right? It's ugly, it's gross, and a lot of it's tacky behavior. So yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of lying to cover all that business up. So if yeah, it's better to leave it alone. Yeah. Anyways, that is my message today. Some people might not like it. I get it. I'm not calling just a person out. I'm just saying in general, you know, this for anybody, man or woman. Yeah, we've all lived the life of the world, me included. You know, nobody's a saint out here. But you know, you need to learn from your mistakes and grow and become a better person, not only for yourself but for the people around you. You know, be a better person. Yes. And yeah, that's my message. Be a better person. God bless you. And through the name of Jesus Christ, say a prayer for me. I'll say a prayer for you. God bless you.